made it. Good evening, everybody. How are we doing? Uh, I just sat down. I just got home from working my part-time job. It was a very long day there. It wasn't hard work, but I started at 8:30 this morning, and I just got home. Got to make that money, and I picked up the same shift for next Monday. So they're actually down two full timers on second shift right now. Um, One on third shift as well, and the one other big part timer they have has a lot going on right now as well. So I need the money because I'm buying a house, and I got updates on that too. We'll talk about that in a second. All right. Usama, welcome in, Usama and Laura. Laura, you forgot to do something Saturday because in my bucket behind the check-in table were my stickers. You forgot to remind me. It's all your fault. Welcome in, Linda and Craig. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. I really appreciate that. Craig, I want to send you stickers. If you want them. But, I know sexy display of stickers. I want to be on there. Can you shoot me an email with your address, please? Stillwater, welcome in. Diane, welcome in. Robert Reed, welcome in. Big Shrimpin', welcome in. I'm sorry. Big Steve's Glass Box Creations. You always be big Shrimpin' to me. Linda, we said hi. Coro, welcome in. Diminutive is a word that I have not heard used very much, and Lord knows I haven't seen it. However, I believe it has to do something with the physical size. I will have you know that there are some killifish that are rather big compared to other fish as well. Yeah. Steve, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're an amazing person. All right. There's the notification that I'm going live. There's Richard. Welcome in, Richard. I apologize in advance. My whiteboard is blank. I did not update it. I could get to it. I shouldn't say I can't get to it, but it's over there. It's under stuff. So yeah. Usama, that's probably not going to work because Fish Fan Link bot does not like you. I think we've already seen that. Glad you explained diminutive because I didn't have a clue what that meant. I could be wrong, but I think that's what that means if I remember correctly. All right, so I do have updates to give about the fish room, so I want to do that. I want to talk about the house. I have some questions. But I'm sorry. I need to check this email because I think it's from the realtor. And I was correct. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. It was about the house for my realtor. All right. It means small, or sometimes to make small, like diminish and demeaned, come from the same roots. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. Cosmin, welcome in, buddy. Realtor probably asking for more fees or something. Ain't that the freaking truth? Yeah, there was more of that this week. All right. Hold on. The captain and his ginger ale. Much needed. Okay. Let's talk about the house. All right. I don't even remember, so much has happened in the last week and a half. All right, where we begin? Sorry if some of this is repetitive from stuff that I already talked about. My Fish Tank Aquatics, welcome in. Glad to see you. All right. So, in case you missed it last week, because I think I am going to go over a little bit. I made an offer. I did a low ball offer. They came back with 2 counter offers. One was I pay less. They pay any repairs over $2,000 a piece. The second one was I pay a slightly higher amount and they cover all the repairs within reason, like the legit stuff that needs to be fixed. Okay. So I went with that one. Yes, Robert Reed, thank you for reminding me. I'm going to talk about the ACLC swap as well. So house, fish room updates, questions about the process that I want to pick some brains at, and the swap. Okay. So I went with the higher one because when it comes to the mortgage, it would only raise my mortgage up like $30. Like it wasn't that much. And it was, I talked to multiple people. They said that was the better deal. And I agreed with them because there's some repairs that could be major, but under 2,000. The other part of that was FHA is usually pretty strict and they would have to fix those anyway, no matter what it was. Which I find very interesting. So I went with the higher one and, that kind of sealed the deal somewhat. The next step was the home inspection. So actually, home inspection was Thursday. Yes. Fortunately for me, as soon as he got out of his car, I recognized him. I had his name on my phone, but like if I saw him out on the street, I wouldn't have known him by name, but I knew him by face. He's from the fire service. He currently does the same exact thing, fire police work, that I do. Speaking of fire police, I hear a siren. So generally speaking, like in the fire service around here, you start as a junior, then you're an interior firefighter, and then you have a heart attack, and you can't go inside anymore, which really sucks. I do miss that, by the way. And then you do something else to help, like either drive the trucks, which I've done, and or fire police work. So he is a fire police officer, just like myself, at a different station down the road. Welcome in, Nathan. Thank you. So knowing, like we have common friends, we do the same thing. We've done the same thing for the last 25 years. 24. Sorry. He's probably done it for 25. But that was really good. I had that to my advantage. Welcome in, Dylan and Ortez. Good to see you this Saturday. So I had that going for me because number one, I'm paying the guy. Number two, he's family, basically. And he has nothing to owe or no obligation to satisfy the seller. He's there for me. So I had everything in my favor. I'm the one paying him, and we're both in the fire service. So that was really good. So with that said, I got a really thorough inspection. There were 3 items listed as major. If I remember that, let me make sure that's the correct term. I'll pull it up right here. So okay, here we go. Yes, major defect. Okay. The first one, the basement stairs squeaked, just a little wobbly, as well. That's a safety feature or safety concern. So therefore it's a major. So that was listed. And I can appreciate that because that basement's going to be my fish room. Second one, the chimney crown, the top of the chimney, needs a little bit of mortar patching or a little bit of work. Okay. So that's a major because it could lead to water leaks, and structural issues with the chimney. So that's a major. And then the third one, no, those are the only two. But the third item that is on here, where's it listed? I don't even, it's on here somewhere, but it's one that we're doing is, and this was expected. There is evidence of termites in the past. No current bodies or anything like that, or anything moving around. No dead bodies, no live bodies, nothing. But there's evidence of it in the past. So, and it's an area that's about 4 feet long. Just one spot. But in talking to him, that this is a subcontractor, by the way. Welcome in, Mickham. When is the wasabi licking taking place? Didn't get it. So with the at the recommendation of the contractor that was doing the termite inspection, subcontractor for the home inspector, and hi Mary, and talking to the home inspector as well, and the realtor, and a couple other people that I know as well. In talking to them, all of them, they all say that over 90%, I think they said like 99% of homes in Delaware have, or will have termites. And no matter what, it's a good idea to get a treatment. So even if there's nothing found on the inspection. So the fact that it's on the inspection and the contract, they have to do it. That's one of the items that they have to do. So it's going to get a termite inspection or treatment. Sorry, treatment. So that's number 2 or 3. I'm sorry. And then the last thing is, no, not the last thing, but these are minors now that are on there as well. The wiring in the basement, I showed that in one of the videos that I shared last week. It's sloppy. It's not up to code. So get that cleaned up. Like there's a light fixture hanging by the wires. It looks like it had drywall. They took the drywall down, and like they probably just ran the wires through, so it's not like neat and tucked away. That's on there. When they redid the bathroom, which was in the last year, the hot and cold water in the sink are backwards, so they got to switch them around. And the toilet seat, or the toilet, needs to be tightened. I think that was it. This, not the sump pump drain, but the other drain. There's 2 drains in the basement. There's 2 rooms in the basement. Each one has its own drain. Needs to be cleaned out. It has debris in it. And that's it. All of those things are being handled by the seller before settlement. And the email I got was that they agreed to that. So, and that it should be done by settlement. So that's that process. Then just to share some of my frustrations. As of then, even though I had paid for the appraisal and which is one and the same as the FHA inspection, it apparently was not scheduled yet. They didn't have a date yet, is what I was told. That same day, I found out that it had already happened. So, yeah, that just shows, how screwed up they are. Meaning the mortgage person. Yeah, Steve, exactly. True story. But it's like, okay, it happened. Well, where the heck's the report? So I got the report today. And the good news is it was appraised at a higher amount than what I'm buying it for. So that's a good thing. That's a really good thing, I think. I mean, in my mind, it's my logic, it's a really good thing. And also, they didn't flag anything, is the way I'm interpreting the report. I'm sure others will. The realtor or mortgage guy will look at it. But according to the FHA inspection, nothing got flagged. My guess is the items that were on the home inspection, they agreed with and understand that per contract it's happening. It's getting fixed. So they're okay with that. Is my guess. That's my assumption. Or the issues that the home inspection found aren't that serious. So they didn't flag it, but it's okay because it doesn't matter because we're getting it fixed anyway. So, with that said, I had to do more paperwork and everything. I got the paperwork over to the attorney for settlement in Delaware. It goes through an attorney. So I had to do a bunch of paperwork for them. And what else? According to the mortgage guy and the realtor, everything's going great. They're very happy with everything. So that's good news, I guess. Big Steve says I did a project in Wilmington. Was it in the city or outside the city? Not too long ago, I called in for inspection. The plumbing inspector called me and said, we don't do on-site inspections anymore. You self-certify. I said, come again. Yeah. It's interesting. And it depends on exactly where you are as well. Different neighborhoods even have different things. As far as I know. Not an expert by that by any means. So that is the home update. I gave my landlord notice. I didn't even get to look at I haven't looked at one of my old leases. He said I'm supposed to give 60 days. I thought I was supposed to give 30 days. Either way, I'm giving less than 30. But he's okay with it. He's happy for me. I thought I initially paid a month in advance, the current month, and a deposit when I moved in. However, irregardless, that was a long time ago. And when I moved in, I was paying a couple $100 less a month anyway. He says I didn't do a month in advance. I don't know how he knows that because he didn't even own the building then, but whatever. But he is giving me a couple of weeks in April in exchange for my security deposit, which was less than what my current rent is anyway. So, to have an extra week after settlement to clean up everything here and not have to pay rent in April, I'm happy with that. That's because my mortgage won't be due for another month anyway. So that's good news. All right. Did I miss saying hi to anyone? I don't think so. Okay. Next, we will talk about uh the ACLC swap. ACLC swap was Aquarium Club of Lancaster County was this past Saturday. Um, we weren't sure what we were going to get into when we were getting there, what we were going to run into, because they're in the process of creating a new area and taking down some warehouse racking. And in the past, we've been in their warehouse, not in their store. And the goal is to get us out of the warehouse into the store and give us a big area there. So this swap, we were 90% in the store, 10% in the warehouse. And it looks like for our November swap coming up, we are going to be 100% in the store and have more space than we've ever had, is our goal. So that was really awesome. But it was really good. It was a good layout. Steve just said, I like this layout much better. Exactly. And it's going to get even better. Because they got Steve, the racking on the garage door side and on the right side is still going to come down. Basically, we're going to have up to the emergency exit, which is on the back wall there. And Laura said, I have never gotten a security deposit back. Always some dumb excuse. Yeah, exactly. Which I'm okay with. It's I having that peace of mind that I don't have to be out like the day after settlement or something like that is really good. And the fact that I don't have to pay for the whole month as well. Brody's Bettas, welcome in. So we sold how many spots? I wanted to check that actually. Let me check that. I was curious. Downloads? Yep. Okay. So we sold 27 spots. But 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the vendors had 2 spots. But we sold 27 spots. One of them did not show up. And we are confident that our next swap, we will be able to sell at least 30 spots. Yeah. At least 30. Maybe even a few more than that. On top of that, so we did good because we sold the spots as a club. We did good by that. And then also for non-members, we charge as well. But we set that money aside for the aquatic life education fund, ALEF. There we go. So the money that we get from customers coming into the swap, we set aside for that. The money from selling the vendor spaces goes to us directly. So it's a win-win for us. Because the Aquatic Life Education Fund, if we weren't doing the swaps, we would still supplement anyway. So it works out good for us. But on top of that, we gain a lot of memberships as well. Every swap. So this month we gained at least 5, I want to say. Let's see, do I have that number right here too? We have a great membership chair that sends me the stats usually. I just gotta figure out where he sent them to. There it is. Oh, more than 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But a couple of them were right before then. So we got at least 10. Well, some of them are families, though. We got at least 10 to 15 new members. Welcome in, Paul. 10 to 15 new members as well that join the club. So we're gaining that membership fee, and getting a new member, which is amazing. Amazing. Our club is doing great, membership wise, auction wise, and we're doing really good right now financially as well. And then we also sell swag, which brings us in money as well. So the swap is good. Attendance wise, it was amazing. We had people trying to sneak in to start looking at the stuff before we were even open. Like I had to raise my voice a little bit because the people weren't listening, and I had to chase them out. We had a line of people, as we do every swap, before we were open, and usually, like after the first couple hours, it dies down. But we were going strong right till the end, with people coming in. So that was really good for the vendors, which we want the vendors to do very good as well. We want it to be successful for them. As with every event, just like the Clash, though, you're going to get vendors that aren't going to do that good. You're going to do vendors that are going to sell. You're going to have vendors that are going to sell out. And what I always say is the product and the prices and the customer service speaks for itself. If you don't have good customer service, if your prices are too high, your product is crappy or not something unique, you're not going to sell out. And that was the case. But I can confidently say that majority of the vendors were extremely successful at this event. And some did sell out. So to me, that's a good event. And so yeah, I mean, it was a great event, and it was a lot of fun. People are swapping stuff and having a good time. So looking forward to the next one. It's a good event. What else was there? Trying to think if there's anything else fishy event wise happening. I did take stuff, and Small World Aquatics, Jen Silverman, was kind enough to put on her table for me, her and Scott. I don't think everything sold, but a couple things did. And we ended up, I said, no money. I don't want money. And she gave me 4 or 6 Corydoras similis, which I've never had. So I put them in the 20 high for now, with the albino cories, and I checked for the first time actually. All of my cories are different lineages, I think, and if I remember correctly, or at least most of them. so they won't crossbreed. So it's another Corey to add to the collection. Very generous of Jen. Very nice lady. That's all I got. Oh, that's a lie. That's a lie. That fish place had two flatbeds of 40-gallon breeders that they were giving away for free. They were all drilled. They are all also very old, estimating 30 to 40 years old. So that's why they're free. However, looking at the silicone and stuff, two of them, in my opinion, were definitely worth getting. And that's all I could fit in my car. So I got 240 breeders for free. The one is drilled at the top but capped off. The other one is drilled and has, what's that called, a bulkhead. My thought is the one that is drilled with the bulkhead, I'll put outside of the new house and use it as a tub. Welcome in, Steven. The other one, I will put in the basement and use it as an immersed bin. However, if I water test it and it holds water, Lord knows what I might do. So we'll see. Hi, Jenna. And then Melissa from Snyder Aquatics was selling a 20 long that was in very good condition, for very clean, I should say, for $15. I bought it. I love that footprint, and that's a great price. And I have a fish room, or I'm gonna have a fish room that I want to set up. So with those tanks, plus the ones that I have in storage that are already empty, I am getting close enough to be able to set up new tanks at the new house, and the big tanks that are here put into the new tanks at the new house, and that just leaves me the small tanks that I'll need to it will make it a lot easier. That's what I'm getting at. Welcome in, Mark. So it's steps to help make this move go better. That leads me into a perfect segue here and I was asking in Steven's stream with Steven and Jenna, the best way to move plants, because the tank that is making me the most nervous plant-wise is this one. So this is my 20-gallon high CO2 tank, Planet Tank. And this one makes me nervous because there's just so many plants. My goal is to switch to the good 40 breeder that I have in storage. The one that not the drilled, it's not drilled or anything, it's one that I got for free before, and use that as my Planet Tank. So I'm gonna have to get some fluval stratum to add to this fluval stratum to put into the 40 breeder, and then I want to put these plants in there, and it's just going to be my plant farm. However, I gotta remember and figure out what every plant is, because I want to be able to identify every plant that's in this new tank. I don't want to question, I think it's this, I think it's that. I want to know for sure what every plant is in the 40 breeder. Ultimately, yes, I'm going to need more room. However, my other goal is to have more than one planted tank with CO2 in the future. In fact, it could very well be this same exact tank, but with less plants in there, or less types of plants. That's what I want to do. Hi, Denny. Hi, Nancy from Tennessee. So yeah, I want to do. We can have more of one species and fill it up. That's fine, but I want to have less species per tank. And the other thing I'm going to do is, instead of a sponge filter, I'm going to do a hang on the back. After I get situated for a little bit, I'll get another CO2 regulator as well. So that's the goal. But I think, based on Stephen and Jenna's stream, I might just drain this tank and leave everything in it. It's a 20 high, so me and one other person should be able to move it, hopefully. I think that's what we'll do. Along with that, I'm going to have to get my CO2 tank refilled for the first time. And I figure when I'm disconnecting everything to move would be a good time to do it. So start with a fresh tank. So this tank is the one that makes me the most nervous to move. The second tank that makes me nervous to move is my big one, the 46, I think it is, Bowfront. It's going to suck catching the fish out of that tank. So it's going to suck catching the two fish out of this tank too, to be perfectly honest with you. Because there's not really much room to move in net. So yeah, we'll see about that. Steve says, have you heard anything about when Blake's plans to open up his shop? No, but they're getting really close. I think they wanted to do it this month. So I think it might happen at the very end of this month or the beginning of next. They're just about done. They're doing really good right now. Yeah. So I got to figure out how I want to do it, how I want to move all the tanks. The other plants, I'm not really all that worried about. They're all low tech plants. I think I probably just want to keep them all in the tanks and move the tanks as a whole. Just drain the water out. I'm not going to need to keep them empty that long. And because I'll be able to set them right up. In addition to having the extra tanks, I also have, I got to see how much, but my old rack system, which I can set up ahead of time as well, which is the cinder blocks and 2x4s. So we'll see. And the other good thing is I have more room. I think I'll probably end up bagging most of the fish for the move, because I also want to label the bags. And I also got to make sure all my tanks are labeled correctly, because it's very important with killies as well that if they leave behind eggs on the plants or in the substrate, I don't want to put a different killie in that tank and then have the wrong babies growing up in them. So that's another concern as well, just to add to the stress. Okay. Next topic is fish room updates. Mark from Paz Aquatics sent me a pair of Fundulopanchex Sporenbergi. He did an amazing packing job. They are beautiful fish. They're young. My eyesight's not the best either, so it's hard for me to get a good look at them. But they arrived alive and very well packed. Thank you very much for that, Mark. And they're my absolute favorite species as well. Also, and if one of my wonderful mods could drop a link to Mark's channel, Pow Aquatics, that would be amazing. He has a lot of killies for sale as well, and beautiful killies. It's definitely a great source to go to for killifish. Live foods have been doing very good for me. I think I'm going to dump the current culture of vinegar eels that I have and switch over to the ones that Cosmin sent me. Either I still have too much floss or there's just no vinegar eels in this culture. So I want to try a different culture than my old one. Baby update. Or wait, did I finish talking about live foods? All my live foods are doing great. So keep it simple. The babies, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 species of killifish babies, and they are all doing good. Coincidentally enough, that I've separated the Fundulopanchex amieti babies from the one other baby. They are all alive. So I guess that jerk face was eating his siblings. But yeah, all the other ones are doing great. The Epiplatus de J. I. Monrovier that I got, I bought the thing of eggs. It was labeled as 20 eggs, and I'm looking in here now, and I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 babies. That is a great hatch rate, and they're all alive. So there very well could have been a few more that just didn't, hatched and then died right away. But 14 babies, I'm happy about that. And they're doing very good. All right, let's put this guy back. Okay. So the amieti, I have the one big guy, the jerk face, and it looks like I can't see. Let's turn this light on. This water doesn't look that clean, and I just changed it yesterday. All right, so I got one there. Looks like I got 2. 3. There's 3. So I got 3 babies in this container. They're doing great. And then I got the one jerk face in the other one. And then in the Petri dish, I have 1, 2. Looks like I have like 3 eggs, maybe. Yeah. None of which appear to be fungused up. So that's good. And then I have, what is this one? Epiplatus ralafi. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 babies in there. And then I have the riverless Chuckanakwe. They're growing up pretty quick. I don't know why all this water looks cloudy. I gotta change that again. Maybe I fed too much yesterday. But it looks like I got 2 in here, maybe. Yeah, I have 2. So hopefully it's a male and a female. And all the other fish are doing great. Oh, I have some. You know what? I have other babies too. I have the Gardner Eye Gold. Yeah, I got babies in there, and I have more Osiri babies. Yeah. So that's what 1, 2. I have 6 species of killie babies, and I like it. All right, Sharpie on tanks. You can scrape it off later with a razor. I use the Sharpie paint. Is that what it's called? Maybe it's white. You have way too much floss, and the floss needs to be fluffed up a little, not packed. Okay, I need to change that then. I spent all my money already. Winter was too long. Nice. All right, so I talked about the move, the house, my fish, the swap. The immersed bin is doing very good. Thank you, Craig. Not as good as looking as your tanks. My snowball shrimp. Is that what they're called? I think that's what they were called. I can't find them. There, I put a shrimp stick in. I haven't found them on the shrimp stick. Yeah, I put a shrimp stick in there. I haven't seen them on the shrimp stick. So I don't know. There's nothing in there to eat them. But I haven't seen them at all. I'm hoping that when I go to drain the tank out that I find them. But we'll see. My other shrimp are doing really good. My Oopie Loopies are reproducing like crazy. My what's in that tank? Tangerine Tigers and Red Cherries are good. My PBLs are healthy. They're still a little young to be reproducing. And the yellow Neos in there are looking really good that are with them. Yeah. After how nice weather was Saturday, ground is covered with snow here. That's ridiculous. Love how the plants are at the back. Yeah. It's not quite how it sort of looks like a bamboo forest. Yeah. Not quite how I want it to be, though. It could be better. I use those paint pens. Yes, that's what I use. That's what it is. Yep. Meant for black light boards for making things on tanks, marking things on tanks, and it will wipe off with a little more pressure than a whiteboard. Correct. Markers, I guess, really, but they write like a paint pen. Yes, that is what I use. That is it. So yeah, I started packing in my bedroom, and I got a little bit more to do in the bedroom, and then I'm going to move into the living room here, and moving this fish room is going to suck. It will be the hardest part of the move for sure, because I don't have that much other stuff, you know. Luckily, I have some help. I could definitely use more help. But we'll get through it. The nice thing is we're going into a much bigger space, so that will make it a lot easier. For sure. Oh, there's the flagfish. I wish they would breed. That'd be awesome. All right. I think I'm going to end it. I'm exhausted. And I got a lot of shit to do. If I was closer, I would be there to help. Well, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Next Monday, I think I'll still stream. The following, I probably will not. There's Jesse. Good seeing you, Jesse. I'll tell you, for what you've been through, you kicked ass this past Saturday. Absolutely amazing. Everybody was so happy to see you. Yeah. So next Saturday I will stream. The following Saturday I will not. And the one after that, I hope to stream from my new house. There he is. I told everyone you were there Saturday. Yes. Flagfish typically are seasonal breeders. Well, what season? That's the question. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end it. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Steve, for dropping the memberships. And have a great week, everybody.